You make a melech, you crown a melech. That's what you do. So L'maisa was, they had that koach, and therefore it's called, that's what the Chazal say, Moab is called Peor. They're called, I don't know, the Molchum, because that's the Lashon, that's the Lashon of the, that it's called. I think the other places in
Mola.
It's Molchum something.
Molchum, yeah. It's in Shmuel Beis, Yud Aleph. I don't want to, but it says that they took this and that after the I have to find it, but they took this and it calls it by name. That's because they were the koyach of Malchus. It was, again, they were the koyach of the continuity.
So Bnei Israel are okay with taking object that is belong to a nation that is Tum'ah and use it,
how come it wasn't Shalal?
To make from it something that is for the purpose which is coming Melech and Kedusha?
Right. In fact, Chazal ask it as a kasha. Chazal say that Yehuda always burned Avodah Zorah. You know, it's David HaMelech says that he was mevatel from Avodah Zorah, but it says that Yehuda is sorry Avodah Zorah, and but it means that, again, this is not always. There are things that Klal Yisrael has to destroy completely, that can't use it at all, but there are things that are taken into Kedusha of Klal Yisrael, and
Yitziras Savlad, mi tein toher mitome,
right.
Zeras tomei.
Right. That's mamash. But to remember, the Chazal say that Klal Yisrael goes into Golus with Gayer Gera. That's a measure. With Gayer Gera. So the Swarm say, how many Gerim are there? They're not. For that, Klal Yisrael goes into so many hundreds of thousands. So it says, Gerim doesn't only mean, about it means Kipshuto, but it also means things that are Kedusha, that have a certain Kedusha that we incorporate into Klal Yisrael.
But originally there is no Kedusha, or there is? Or
no, there
what?
is. That means that by Amon and Moab, there was a Nekuda Tov. By Amon and Moab, there was Olam Chesed Yibana. There was this machshava, even though there was a machshava of Tuma, but there was also a machshava that was Tov, just like by Lot. I mean, from Lot comes Mashiach. That's what it says. Why some of the Forshim say. I don't remember now if it's the Ramban. He says another time, but he says this one too. So that's why the Akash was why Avraham Avinu was Moser Nefesh to save Lot. Why was he Moser Nefesh? So some say because he knew that from Lot would come Mashiach, and the Mela that it was like being matzel in a certain sense, being matzel Mashiach. So I'm gonna have to find where this which pasuk I didn't mark the pasuk, but it's in the Muhammad that he made. After Shlomo Melech was born, that when Shlomo Melech was born, and that's when he went and made this, and he took this. So just said like this, Ramachal, generally speaking, in other words, he goes to. We've had this Ramachal a number of times. Ramachal says goes to the Tekufas of Klal Yisrael, and he says that there's a Tekuf of Klal Yisrael without a Beis Hamikdash, and there's a Tekuf of Klal Yisrael with a Beis Hamikdash. So with the Beis Hamikdash means that with the Hashros Hashchina, there's a general matzav in Klal Yisrael that the Kedusha comes to the Oretz because it's Hashros Hashchina, and therefore there's a shlita to extent of Ruchnis over Gashmis. Where does it show itself? It shows itself by Bifrat, by Kohanim, because by Kohanim, the Ramchal says, he says it many times, Nogay of this, that Kohanim are Ochlim Ubaylim Iskapim. That the very eating of that when the Kohanim eat from the Korban, the Bailim have a kapor. So it's that the eating itself is a ruchnius. It contains a ruchnius. It's makusher to ruchnius. That means that the machshava is sholit, and it was normally a person eats and it's not. There's no such thing as a kapora for someone else that it's called kulot. But in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, by the Kohanim, it's a Kohanim Oakland Baal Miskapa. That's and also Nevuah. That in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, there's such a thing as a Navi. That a Navi, by the Hashros Hashkin, there's a Navi that will, the Rebbeinu Shem will be mashpia the Nevuah to a Navi. He says, but it's not by everybody. That means it's incomplete. It's a madrega before Yemos HaMashiach, the most complete that it's shaykh, but it's still not complete. Yemos HaMashiach is when everybody will have this bechina v'achila. Everybody that will be nevi'im. That means that the machshava, the ruchnius will be completely infused in the adam, and therefore it will be a chibur between the ruchnius and the gashmias. And the Mela, it'll be a completely different. So I'm saying, in the whole, it's true of every yochid, every single day, but it's also in Klolius, the general olam. There are different matzavim, and the matzav hashleimus is when we'll have the three amim. These amim are the koyach of Ra, Edom, Moab, and Amon are the koyachas that are connected that kedusha, and those are connected the rosh, connected this bechinas hamochen, and therefore it won't be shown until the Mashiach. But there is a madrega where there's an itzachon over Moab to an extent. That's with the and there's an extent the nitzachon over Amon, which by David. But it won't be the shleimus of this until la'asad love. So therefore this is connected to Rosh. We had that you say Chachma Bina Vadas. These are connected. Each Am is connected to a different one. We have, I said before, that the koach of Nader is the koach of Bina. The koach of Nader comes that, and therefore Bina means the madreg of tshuva, is the madreg of tshuva, because tshuva does not work within the gedorim of the even the regular gedorim of Torah. There's no the Yitzchak says that by tshuva it has to be lamaila, it has to be in the shirish that the person has to whatever halabai we could do but that's an Indian of siyagim and you say nader siyag lapishus that there's in Yonim of. That's why we say kol nidrei on Yom Kippur. Kol nidrei. Why should we do the dafka then? And you see the Indian of kol nidrei, the chomer ha'inyan and the koived rosh that's with that. That's because that has to do within Yonim of tshuva. They're just like, how does someone have a heter nedorim? It means he made a nader, he answered something, it became a reality, wasn't just a commitment, a promise. It actually becomes a reality. That's the koyach of a dibur of a Ben Yisrael. So how does he now go Lamafreya and uproot the neder that he made before? That comes from the koyach of tshuva. The koyach of tshuva is that he did it. He did it. It was not the onus that he did it. It was not the complete shogeg that he did it. There's a koyach of tshuva when a person is oker. It's mamish oker completely lamafreya what he did. That inyan was an inyan by Yiftach that he made this neder, and it says Nobrim Beis Tzora, and Lemaisa he should have made the Pesach. It was time that he didn't make a Pesach, but Lemaisa was that's the inyan of Yiftach is connected this madrega of Bina, connected this madrega of
and that's Dafka Amon?
And that's Dafka Amon is Osios Noam. Dorchel Darchi Noam. That Noam is from.
So why you're saying Noam? Like Naim?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Who was the one that came into Klal Yisrael?
But how is somebody
Nama from Amon.
Okay, but why Amon is Tum'ah and then it's become...
Because again, these all contain this Nakuda. Every one of these contain the Nakuda of Kedusha. That's what,
okay.
That's... Even we do it. Except we don't do it, we can't do it intentionally. We can't make up, I'm going to take this into Kedusha. We can't do that. But even the marshal, someone like the Baal Shem Tov, someone goes and makes a bracha. He gets lost in the forest, and he goes and he needs to drink something. He finds a pool of water, and he drinks from the water. So the purpose of his going into getting lost is because there's something of a kedusha, or something that he can take out by making the bracha on this particular water. We don't know. I mean, I remember the Rosh Yeshiva. I have such a I can't remember. Babos Levi showed me. I can't remember. In the back of one of the early tshuvas, and I can't remember. I can't remember some my real American Leib. I don't remember which of the tshuvas. There's a whole complicated ma'isa, many details to it. And it was all about that he should give a certain sefer back to a certain person and give him a hakor zadok, because hundreds of years ago his father had been mavaza this person. Now there was a Gilgal, and he came to we can't. The tikkun of certain things we can't. There's tikkun we do Torah mitzvahs, the plain we do mitzvahs, and that's the ikar tikkun. But the tikkun that the Rebbeinu Shalom brings about we not even realize that there's these type of things.
The levushim.
What?
Is it the levush? I think I heard the story.
Could be. I don't remember as being a levush. I remember it was I remember as a sefer that the person, his wife became sick, and he had chalomas that she's not going to.
He had to publish a sefer,
or to bring back a sefer to someone. He went to a dayan, and this was the dayan that he was in the Mavazi, his hundreds of years ago. Like these were.
Bnei Moab appears.
Right.
Once I see Divrei Yomim Beis Chaf when they came to fight against Yehoshaphat. Bnei Moab.
Nice might have a lot.
But with Derek Cloud and Bnei Amon, see, there's when it.
Each one is only one time. That's right. Not. As far as I can see.
Thank you, right. Not everybody's.
How about this?